If I could go back to my past, I would probably tell myself not to buy things like Labubus, Sony Angels, Crybabies, and a lot more. I believe that I'm not the only one who fell for the Labubu syndrome. At least, I hope so. With no intention of degrading the character itself, these days I'm trapped by regret on why I had spent so much money on this plushie. Actually, it's not the only case with Labubus. It's just all the products I've bought, following what the trend is, that I simply don't know why I had invested money in. What even is a trend? According to what Google says, a trend is what's hip or popular at a certain point in time. However, I feel like a trend has much more meaning, just like so many teens crave to follow a certain trend. I believe that trends aren't just popular because they're amusing, but because it contributes to the social acceptance we desire and the sense of belonging it gives to us. For the past few months, a Pop Mart character called Labubu has been what is called the trend. And there's always something behind the magic of catching the eye of millions of people. Social media. Famous celebrities such as Blackpink Lisa posted pictures of her with this plushie, Labubu, which first sparked people's interest in. Surprisingly, the spark was not small at all, but it was huge and even very speedy that it spread to the world. As if it were something promised in prior, the SNS was filled with influencers uploading catchy short reels appealing how cute the doll was. Not only did Labubu seem incredibly adorable, but it felt like a sign of something that I needed to participate in as well. Open runs in Pop Mart, online shopping that sold Labubu, and the tremendous amount of time I spent on this doll. 2 months later, from the me who was obsessed with Labubu, guess where 5 of them has gone now? Not even on my table, and not even on my bag, but they're all inside my cabinet for a whole month. Thinking about what had happened to me, I genuinely got curious why I had suddenly changed in the past 2 months. Where did all that interest go? It had expired now, just like the trend suddenly disappeared, only leaving my empty purse behind. Trends existed in our history as well. In the 1960s, the trend was mostly fashion, TV shows, and movies, such as leopard prints, vibrant colors, tights, and miniskirts. These still remain in our current society, though they're not what is called the trend anymore. As technological advancement arose, social media became a huge factor in shaping or even starting certain trends. Now, in the 21st century, a trend seems to be more like an everyone doesn't than I do it thing, specifically impacting lots of teenagers. More than a historical or cultural representation of a specific time period, trends are now made to satisfy individuals with the belief that they will belong to somewhere, trying to prevent FOMO, fear of missing out. And also because of the contribution of the internet, trends shift so quickly, just like how quickly my interest in Labubu cooled down. It is now something that is part of our life, which is not always bad, but something that shouldn't take too much space. So I believe that getting influenced by a trend is inevitable. But the amount of expenses you make on a trend can turn out to be problematic according to how much a trend means to you. If your life is full of trends, meaning you rely on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, that is certainly not great. We call this state being addicted. This exposes you to dopamine popping videos every day. And the more addicted and exposed you are, obviously you'll be much more familiar with the trends going on in this world. Now that we've gone over how trends move in our current world, most importantly, why are trends so appealing? Many psychologists have discussed the social acceptance and sense of belonging trends give to us. At first, any trend could be seen as uninteresting or random, which is what I just felt like when I saw Labubus. They weren't attractive to me at all. However, This is when the difference happens: time and quantity. As time gradually passes and more people are introduced to a new trend, the effect gets bigger and bigger. As we see the trend spreading, our brain will accept this as a cue that it's an opportunity to become a part of a group, for you to belong to a certain group. Our evolutionary history and the pure instincts of human being prove that we are a social being. We largely have a nature of trying to conform, not being the odd one out. So the more you feel like people are following a certain trend, you have an emotion that you don't want to be the different one, the one who doesn't follow the majority. Trying to fit in connects with our survival instincts. Survival is one thing a human being prioritizes, as we've developed ourselves in nature for efficient survival. We teenagers, in order to survive in the nature of school, hardly try to fit in by changing ourselves or trying to impress the popular kids. This instinct is connected to what a trend is and why it's so appealing. So, a trend is a supporter of this survival. It's the helper that guides you to an effective survival among the peers and adults in your environment. However, this doesn't justify what a trend can do to you. In fact, the impact of a trend can turn out to be indeed outrageous than expected. In 2020 to 2023, eating spicy food was such a famous challenge among influencers and YouTubers. Spicy food included the Korean instant ramen called buldak, global spicy peppers, and the one chip that people tried to consume without drinking any water. In September 2023, a teenager in Massachusetts participated in the one chip challenge, but unfortunately died due to the high concentration of capsaicin in his body. The one chip was a tortilla chip that was covered with Naga vapor pepper, an exceptionally hot chili. As we could see, the participation of a renowned challenge has caused an innocent death of a teen, showing us how trends can severely blind us from the danger behind it. This is unacceptable in society and also demonstrates how trends in the world have become much more extreme as well. Stimulating people with these challenges, trends makes us change ourselves, focus on something that may not be as important to our life, constantly cling to what others do, not what I do, and ultimately threaten our precious lives. Therefore, trends are unstoppable. They will never stop coming up to you, and you will be attracted to them. As mentioned above, we are social beings, and we crave for the attention of others. And trends, they are one of the numerous options that help us feel included, accepted, and recognized. However, the thing is that trends are not the only way for you to experience this natural emotion. There are ways for you to move away from trends that ignite you to spend your money, time, and energy. Starting off, I would recommend trying to reduce the time you spend on social media. Social media is the biggest factor that influences you to know this trend in the first place. If you can decrease the time you spend on SNS, you are naturally able to get further away from the trends. Controlling yourselves may be challenging, so try getting help from apps or adults that can help you resist you from using excessive amount of SNS. Also, think about the personal values you have for life. Personal values help reflect on who you are as a human being and assist you to make decisions that are effective. Thinking about your values could also be a time where you can ask yourself what you want to prioritize in your life. If I value my knowledge, I would think once again if spending my time on adult would be the best choice for me. Then it's important to consider if this trend could possibly impact your future life. Will I still like Labubu when I become a high schooler? Is this trend too dangerous? Is this trend worth the time and money I spend on? Think about the effect this trend can give to you. This can help you evaluate the positive and negative impacts of what could possibly happen. Last but not least, love yourself and be grateful for what you have. A mindset that I'm already great by what I have and who I am can be really beneficial for you and the people around you. Try not to compare yourself with others and be confident in who you are. This year, I hope you get to save yourselves and your wallet from falling into the sweet attraction of trends. As a person who is also obsessed with trends, I wish that I could make progress together with you, starting from today. Thank you.